Hilak na eh. Okay, so, unsay next na itong program? Okay, so I'll turn the mic over to the MC to say or to choose who will be the next person on the line. Thank you.
We would like to ask Mayor Thomas Osmeña for her message to Mayor Tabal.
Message?
For her message.
You know, as far as the mayor is concerned, but when it comes to sports or anything else, I'm just a cheerleader. You know, I'm the one that it takes to encourage and to make people feel inspired and make them perform at their maximum. This is a wonderful opportunity for us, and the city is very happy to support endeavors like this. But it won't stop here, you know. The city has many plans. We're going to set aside 9 hectares in the SRP just for sports that need a lot of playing field. You know? Because usually our sports is limited to basketball and things. So we don't have no room for football, and that's why we're going to be using the SRP for that. So it's we want to. I'm here to just get involved and to find out basically kung sa interest ng mga atong mga kabataan. Ang importante yun ng akong policy is not what sports but maximum participation. I want the children to be more active physically because this gives us a chance to broaden our selection teams in the future, not now, but in the future. But also, it should be our policy to engage in all kinds of activity because it's a major contributing factor in our fight against drugs. So, rest assured, we're going to be having things like skateboarding and motocross and tennis courts and others that we could not find room before. But for this particular occasion, I'm here to cheer Joy and let her know that all of Cebu will be behind you in your quest. Just run. I told her, don't think about anything. Just run. Just like who was that?
Forrest Gump.
Just like Forrest Gump, you know. No need for thinking, you just run. Just keep running and running and running, you know. And that to me will bring home all the honors for Cebu. Don't think whether you're going to win or whether you're going to lose. Don't think whether I have to do this for your papa or your mama or for the city of Cebu. Don't think, just run. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sir Thomas, Mayor Thomas Osmeña. Now, for motivational speech, we'd like to ask Coach Philip.
Coach, motivational speech ko na, Coach. Kare. May now to make.
Bakit malayo ang tingin?
About pizza. For everyone, I started for Joyce. Yeah, as mentioned by Mayor, for the Asian Games, just run and then just focus and remember that you train for this, and then everything is possible. Yeah, just like in some other countries that unexpected ka madaog sila but expected ka madaog sila but failure na sila. So everything yun kanang like chances ba na madaog ta. And then for everyone, if kung sa in-achieve ni Joy, kaya po nila. Like sa among grassroots program, I always encourage them to dream big and then never ever give up. And that's all.
Thank you, Coach.
Ngayon kasi yung motivational
Now, Mary Joy Tabal, would you like to say something? Mayong hapon na itong tanan. Mapasalamaton ko una kay Mayor who really spent time to send me off before me leaving for Indonesia. And also, thank you, Motor Ace, for having a press conference. And to our media friends, bloggers, and everyone who's here, I'd like to say thank you. And medyo karong adlawan karon ako na feel na I'm going to another competition. Kay nakita tong tanan again. It's been a while na naingon na aning event. It was just last year, same date, I think August 20, when I had the first gold medal during the SEA Games. Same month. It was August 19. And now, na-feel na gid ako nga, it's another month. Like August, it's a competition month for me. But it's a different environment. It's Asia. So, bigger faces, bigger competitors, bigger countries. So, another challenge for me. And another, proof na we can compete. And I'm very honored, humbled, proud to be representing again the Philippines in this sporting stage. So I think, as Mayor said, don't think too much because mostly I overthink and I'm dealing with the pressure, stress, but it's normal, it's part of me. So come the race day, I will be ready. I should be ready. And malaki. So thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you. At this moment, we will give time to our media friends.
Time out before we get to that. I forgot ba? Actually, this is a dual event. One is to celebrate or to give Joy a rara before she leaves for her competition this coming 26, correct? But actually, there's another reason for having this. This is long overdue, pero we couldn't get it on time. Actually, si Coach Philip, if you recall, about 2 months ago, the first full Ironman was held in the Philippines, in Subic. Well, our coach came in third in the elite category. So, Coach, congratulations. So, he's not good in coaching lang. Mahal po siya magawa hantod karon. So anyway, okay, you can go on with your questions.
Good afternoon. This is for Mayor. Mayor, na may capability sa mga Cebuano makaproduce ka o volunteer like Mary Joy Tabal. As the Mayor of Cebu City ba, say programs or mura o trust in developing young athletes like sa grassroots level to develop like Mary Joy in the future?
Salamat sa imong pangutana, no? Usually, the sports development program goes immediately to training for champions. Ang akong tuyo is we're training for maximum participation so that you will have a better selection in the future. Kung mo kini ang akong experience kay ang bata pa ko sa grade school sa Manila, ang akong papa was mayor of Cebu City, but he was also the president of the Table Tennis Association. And one time, he organized and sponsored the Asian Table Tennis Championship for 1 week sa Rizal Memorial. So I was watching every night. I don't play ping pong, but I'm just watching. Wala ko'y pangutana sa akong amahan. Said, Daddy, how come the Japanese are so good? He said, well, they're so good because they have thousands of players. So if we only have to pick the 10 best players, it will be very good. Ang style sa Pilipinas to get champions, like now we try to develop them some more. But I believe that we should go through the process. That's why when dance sports started, and Mr. Hanko came to me 20 years ago, and he said, Mayor, can we carry the name Cebu City Dance Sport? I said, yes. Then later on asked, can you help sponsor? I said, you know, if you want to use the money of the city, I have to justify for the people. Huwag will po na gasto ta para sa gamay ng mga tao. So I thought it's spread out. So why don't you teach the children in the barangays? So, kung naman sila. So the first summer camp sa dance sport, I don't know, 200 or 400 showed up. And as of today, they have trained over 30,000 dancers. That's why it's very hard to beat us when it comes to kids because kung natin manukan, kurting daghana yun, 30 mil ang atong mupilita ang mga champions. That's why our dance sport team has won over 1,000 international medals. International and 2,000 local medals. And whenever there's competition, basta mga batang yun, sweet, no? When the International Children's Games finally included dance sport, we won the 2 gold medals. Considering that in the last 50 years, the Philippines did not even win a medal in the Children's Games. But when dance sport came open, we were ready. We just get our best and they beat everyone. So, walking ako nakita, I'm not a sportsman myself, but I use my mind to see how can we go about this. That's why the second aside, a bigger playing field, and our goal is maximum participation. I don't like to have one giant memorial to have 60,000 people watching one basketball game. That's not my idea. My idea is never mind the people watching the game and maximum participation too. So that is my approach. Thank you.
Hi, this is TJ from Tri Life Magazine. I have a question for Sir Janelle Borromeo. Motor Ace Kawasaki has been with Joy ever since from the beginning and from the hard times and basically until now. And we would like to ask if how did Joy's accomplishment made the company feel?
Well, first of all, I think the company itself sponsored Joy in the hopes that we really wanted to improve the potential athletes, and that's exactly why we have what we call the Motor Race Racing Team. And in that racing team, we have athletes who have the potential but don't have the resources, and that would be from triathlon to football teams, children. I think we have new ones on board. Help me out. What are the new ones we have? Spartan, the new craze. Spartan. So we have we have a team for that. And then just recently, we decided to help in a dragon boat racing, but not here in Cagayan this time, De Oro. We're sponsoring a PWD team. I haven't even met them, so I just received the letter, and I thought my brother and I felt that it was, a good idea to do it. That maybe one day we could bring dragon boat racing to a higher level, especially for our local athletes. But definitely, within our organization, it has helped a lot in terms of the morale of our employees. I can't really say that we use Joy. Of course, we have to use her in a way to use as a marketing program. But I felt that really the real drive of the company was really, it was more of assisting and helping, especially someone coming from our own city to become big. And then, you know, I was glad that she made it to the Olympics. She finished gold in the SEA Games. Of course, Asian Games is going to be a really tough one, but as Mayor said, just keep on running. So I think she'll be able to do that.
With Joy and with Philip, Joy, say, target ninyo sa Asian Games, do you feel nga itong training ninyo sa Italy is enough para sa Asian Games?
We have ultimate goals for this competition. Actually, part of my goal is to get a medal in the Asian Games. Though we know that ASEAN is a very competitive field, a bigger environment. But who knows, di ba? I've done the training, and I can say that the training was successful after the 5 months or 20 weeks training. And given the results out of my training, I made it, I did all the training, so it gave me the confidence. And I'm also thinking about, I'm telling myself that winners are not identified at the starting line. So, ato man na sa finish line daw. So, we still don't know. But our next goal is to hit or break my personal record of 2:43. So, at least, makuha lang na ko ang standard Olympic qualifying time na 2:45. So, it will be my baseline for next year's training in preparation for the 2019 Olympic qualifying year. So, kung nanakuha na nga time, so it will be easier for us to prepare for next year. And yes, another busy year for next year. It will be the Olympic qualifying year, the SEA Games, and maybe the National Mile Marathon again at the end of the year. But, so this will be my first Asian Games. So, I'm also hoping that I can bring our country's color or raise our flag again in this bigger sporting stage. So, Mana.
For addition, maybe the qualifying time is 2:42 or 2:45. So, our target preparation is maybe 2:40 for now. 2 hours 40, I mean. 2 hours 40.
Yeah, break it.
Yeah.
Change the day?
Yeah. So this is first trial of Joy because the main purpose or the main target of Joy is the Tokyo 2020. So Asian Games is one of the target race of Joy. And then aside from that, also the Southeast Asian Games next year here in the Philippines. So for now, the record of Joy, we got around, for the 21K 160. So hopefully we can get around 240 below this coming this Sunday. Then hopefully the weather is good, and then the temperature is good. And this is the first time of Joy racing in Indonesia. So it's more on adjustment pa. So maybe Friday is the route tour for the a race course. So we will adjust everything there. And then time to time we'll just update you about the weather and also the route.
Dr. Yankees and Dr. Freeman. Joy, most of the time, oh, most of the time ba, in every major races that you have, drama along the way. Karon murag chill man kay ka, di kanin murag ma-chill sa di mo. Kuan ba? Murag wala ning pressure ba nga mas mo better imong performance. Pag nagsaw-saw. Wala.
Na-inspirasyon?
Wala.
Murag kalma.
Gibiraman ko na yun.
Kuan lang, basta ko ka ba? For me, it would be, I think it's better now, inani, walay pressure, wala kay ko pressure something, because it's also my first Asian game, so, I think lesser pressure ako ang nakita. The pressure is within myself na lang, because I did the training, I did the preparation, so, karon na lang is more on conditioning myself on the race competition. So, kana. Hindi na ito makita issue. Para relax. Less stress, di ba?
Pero wala big pressure sa imo like si Rina Mabanto already won bronze sa taekwondo and she's also from Cebu. And unsay kuan mo?
Wala is pressure sa ko because I just want to give my best kung sa kaya na ko ba. So, I don't have to compare myself to other because different man among field of sport. And that would also, siguro, she will give me an inspiration also now to do better. Kaya niya. So, it's a good, good motivation also.
Coach Philip, ikaw based sa imong assessment sa kang Joy nga kuan karon.
So that's like maybe she can get around 240. No. It will depend only about the race course. Okay. Usually is the route is looping. So maybe in Jakarta it's around 10K or maybe more than or one way. It depends. And then it's advantage also of Joy because Jakarta's weather is almost the same in our country. So maybe she can push more. And then aside from that, she's confident now, so maybe she can push more than she has before. So just push Joy. I-pressure lang si Joy.
I actually, ang theory ano ni Joy na rin, uminom mo katonon kayo di bitaw. Luwag binuang Joy. This is my theory on Joy. When she first went to her biggest event, it was the Olympic arena. So you're talking about the world, correct? And for her to get to the Olympic arena, well, of course we had proper training through Coach Philip, but we weren't really able to have enough time for a solid structured training program because of the time. If you remember, it was very difficult for us to put Joy to represent the Philippines. So it took us some time to really, so when she finally made it, all the adjustments we did in terms of training, going to Japan, was a very short stint, not enough to really bring her up. So I think that created a lot of stress on her. And then her next step was on the SEA Games. The SEA Games obviously is where she gained her confidence as we saw her perform amazing performance. And that was, I think, also due to the fact that everything was structured properly from day one all the way to race day. She already had experience in Japan training and then she went to the training in Italy. So everything was really on full support. Now coming into the Asian Games, although it is a bigger arena than the SEA Games, we've been able to do exactly the same thing, and in fact even better. She's had training in Italy, stayed longer there, had a really good high altitude training program for at least a month. 1 month, no? 1 month high altitude training. So, having said all that, as an athlete, I believe she has the confidence that, it's all up to me now because I've got everything, I've got all the training, my lungs are super expanded because of my high altitude training. So, bahala na nitiir na ako basta mutira lang yun ko. So that's the way I feel that she's doing.
Coach Philip, ikaw say mo coach niya dito.
Or na ko assess na dito.
Pero kuyo ka, coach.
Huwag ko na Sir Junel. Check ko ni Sir Junel.
Yes. Kuyo.
Wala kasi na-enjoy kay Karoon mo po, 23. 23 ang iyang arrival dito sa Jakarta. And then 24 kay briefing sa mga coaches. And then, race, route familiarization kay 24. And then 25 rest day. And then Sunday, 6:30 AM can start for the women's marathon. I think 25 is the men's marathon. And then aside from that, I think one of the parts yung wish ni Joy nga she done the Southeast Asian Games, Olympics, and then this the last Asian Games. So Asian Games is every 4 years, just the same with the Olympics. So most awaited na event ng iwan ni Joy. And then first time po diya nga mag-compete din sa whole Asia. So the strongest are from Japan, China, and Bahrain. The last Olympic champion is from Bahrain.
Sige sa
Sa Olympics.
Sa Asian Games.
Asian Games is I think Bahrain.
Bahrain, Japan.
Bahrain
No,
and
Bahrain is
North
the women's.
Korean ata. Kim, diba?
Ngayon po di Bahrain.
Na ang Bahrain na third ata Japan.
Sige lang, usarap ito ng Bahrain. Napaiduhan ng bilin.
Ang Bahrain mo is nag-naturalize mo sa Kenyan.
Kenyan runners.
Ang mga Kenyan runners. So that's it. So after this, next goal is Southeast Asian Games next year. And then qualifying, maybe in Japan, for the qualifying race to join March 3 next year. The qualifying time is 2:42.
Nag-finals na?
No. I-change man nila. No. Ipasaka nila kay wala kay But the standard qualifying time for the Olympics is 2:42. They just changed it to 2:45. But Joy, we need to change. The target is 2:40 for the qualifying race. It's not 2:45. It's 2:40.
Really best time is it?
It's 2:43.
Flat.
2:43 and 27.
243.31.
Ang official na this.
243.31.
Asa ni nga kuha na? Asa ni nga race?
Canada.
Uy, 31.
Ottawa.
Sa Philippines, ang ihang best time is 2:47.
Yeah.
So anything.
So after Asian Games, balik training diretso?
Yeah, we're planning to send her back to Italy because it's a 1-year contract in Italy. So maybe a month of October because she need to process the visa again. For about 3 to 5 months again in Italy. And then come back here in December.
Langis na ito.
Basta I do this year.
Dahil po mo
Sige lang. Ato nang i-discuss.
Yes,
Dagan sa diha.
mo dagan sa
Sige
Ayaw
na sa
sa
di ko yun na, te. Wa pa kayo kukakupin.
Hindi na masala.
Okay, go.
Okay.
So,
Basta ang akong masulti, ang training ni Joy, the Grand Slam will be the 2020. So all I could say is there will be continuous training for Joy. Motor H will support her all the way to the Tokyo 2020. Now, as to the breakdown of schedule, once we get it finalized, then we will inform you and the public about her schedule. And hopefully the city will support us again, as they have this year.
I have to win first.
We'll make sure na. Oh, di I know, next year naman di I know. When I pre-approve.
Sir Jonel, wakay Kuya Wim, kalit niya ni Kaminyo.
Wa, man, hindi. Kasi busog pa hinoon. Ang takibaw mo. You know, papunta na siya eh.
Wala sa inyong kontrata.
Wala.
Wala.
Pero good idea na da. Ives, kontrako ng Ives.
Bawal after.
Buntis niya na, sir.
Mabuntis lang,
Training
oo.
nga.
Oo na.
Mayor, any incentive for the Cebuano athletes who's gonna have medals in the Asian Games?
We do. Basically, we do. But I let the sports commission decide on that. Let me correct the impression. Our policy, like for example in education, is not to give money to those who graduated summa cum laude. We do that, but that's not my intention. My intention is to give money to those honor students who are going to college because they need it more. Those who are already graduated college and you're summa cum laude, it's easy for them to find a job. But what about those who still have to go to college? So my priorities are a little bit different. I would rather spend more money for training than those who get medals. No? Although, of course, we have to do some that give them recognition. But I was going to argue for spend a lot of money for things because this is a way I'm bringing our youth out of drugs and keep them active.
I'd like to question you. During, say, last minute preparations, after last minute preparations, after the
I think we started with the body clock. Yeah, because I think it's 6 hours compared 6 to 8 hours the time difference. So we adjusted the time, sleep of joy for 2 days, and then after 2 days we started the training. And then last Sunday we did last long run of joy. And then we coming to the race, we started half tapering down, started with 60% down to 30% of training. And then joy.
Yes.
And then,
Upon my arrival last Tuesday, I rested for few hours. No food. I started doing some easy jogging just to adjust with the acclimatization here, time, difference, and my sleeping time also. So this is the same. So this 1 week naman lang going to the competition. So we're focusing on the tapering activity. So, nagya po yung mga exercise but it's more on conditioning na lang. And mental conditioning for the race competition.
for addition also, the additional information for Joy's training program. Today's Asian Games preparation is more on high interval training of Joy. Unlike before, what we did here in Cebu, it's more on endurance. So now it's more on interval because it's less. I think it's around 10 or 12 athletes are be at the top. Now in the line, I mean in the front. So kailan ni Joy most pressure siya, kaya na makatap siya, at least makapoy siya around 5 to 10 kilometers. Because mostly kasi, may tabo man niya, if makapak lang ka sa around 10 kilometers, after 10 kilometers, maintain na po siya. So, kinsa na ito makasurvive, makasustain sa pace all the way. The last 5 kilometers, the last stretch out. So, that's why the training preparation of Joy coming to this Asian Games is more on high intense training. Unlike before, it's more on endurance training. So far, she did a lot of endurance, so I think it's a good way also having the high intensity interval training for Joy. So that's based on the Italian coach training. Give it for joy.
Pila sila ka starter para sa Asian Games? Pila sila ka buo? Wala pa start.
Wala pa start this pero based on the last Asian Games, itong sa Korea, usually naarali sa around 5 to 10. So magkuyog pa. So 5 to 10.
Do you start this pila pa po?
No, I mean ba sa front pa.
Pero sa tanan ba sila?
Sa tanan wala pa so far. Adto na sa kwan tomorrow ma'am sa katong kuan niya. Katong technical meeting. Kay mag technical meeting pa man na niya. Magkuan ba na mag-set pa na katong sa mga water station, hydration o katong mga rules and regulations sa area. Kay usually man gud kung init kaayo ang water station is labi na sa US kay every 5 kilometer. Then this ato weather is every 2 kilometer. So may adjustment pa na niya. Iba mga coaches, kung muray sila o buwan, muray ko sila may ipa-shorter gamay, so pwede na siya i-approve sa board po na yung mga technical managers meeting. And then nasa dito mga guidelines na pila na allowed na person na mostly each organization. And then unsa na po yung allowable na team uniform para sa race. Kaya na may ganda na ito nga ang size sa ato ang kuan dire na photo, dapat delete siya dako, kaya dapat parehas sa tanan. So muna mga technical